stumbling. Trying to find a way to see a better day, the whole process is humbling. Nobody stays, find something to get you paid. Impatience ruins everything. No limitations to where we could take it. If we focus on the now and not the time wasted. Life took my heart, I never felt so naked.
Bios, Mr. Jared White is one of the founders and hosts of ManCave, Escaping the Stigma, Building the podcast. White is a 24-year-old graduate of Southern University, A&M College, and is a Louisiana native. There, he studied business management while also marching in the Human Jukebox and serving as the 2022 drum major. White is also a member of Phi Mu Alpha Symphony of Music fraternity. He is currently employed by McNeese State, Louisiana State University as a supplier diversity specialist. His hobbies include podcasting, poetry or spoken word, public speaking, mentoring, and spending time with loved ones. White lives by the motto, be the change that you want to see. The other gentleman, Mr. Marquis Stepter, is one of the founders as well and host of ManCave. Again, Escaping the Stigma, Building Men podcast. Stepter is a proud 24-year-old Louisiana native and graduate of, as well, Southern University, A&M College, where he studied psychology and social work. While in school, he marched in the Human Jukebox and was a member of Psi Chi, Southern University Gospel Choir, Southern Soul Poetry Club, and Phi Mu Alpha Symphony of Music fraternity. He is currently a mental health specialist and is furthering his education in pursuit of his master's degree. Stepter's hobbies include podcasting, dancing, mentoring, poetry, and writing books. He is currently working on his first book of many and is anticipating a release in 2024. I present to you our speakers for today.
Good morning. How y'all doing today? I gotta be a little more lively than that. Good morning. Yeah, that's it. If y'all don't mind, we're gonna take up just a few minutes of your time today. And without anything else, we're gonna go ahead and get started. They say that the most dangerous thing that a black man in America can do is be vulnerable. It's kind of like skydiving, right?
And with skydiving, they say things like, oh, what if my parachute breaks, or it's dangerous, what if I die?
I mean, yeah, but what if you live?
And sometimes living can be a lot more dangerous than dying. When I was growing up, I always wanted to be a superhero. I just knew that one day when I got older, my superpowers would kick in.
Before you go any further, did they ever kick in?
No,
okay.
No.
I didn't think so.
They didn't.
Just curious.
But I looked up to superheroes like Scooby-Doo.
It's not a superhero.
Scooby-Doo is a superhero.
He's a dog.
And Batman is a man dressed up in a cape.
Batman saves people. He's
okay, and Scooby-Doo, okay, we're not having this conversation.
He's a dog.
Okay, anyway, Scooby-Doo was somebody I looked up to, but despite how scared he was, he still faced his fears and unmasked many different villains and faced all kinds of things. So that's why a lot of the times I like to do things that scare me. Like the time I went skydiving. I was terrified.
You act like I wasn't there too.
I mean, you were there, but this is about me. So when I was skydiving, when I took that jump, the first thing I felt was fear. And then I couldn't breathe because the air was invading my lungs. Then after that, I felt free. It felt like I was flying, which is probably the closest I'll probably ever get to a superpower.
But I mean, isn't that really the point? Freedom, right? To be free, to live a life of freedom. The things that we fear are usually the things that set us free in life. The things that boys fear are what men embrace.
That boy preaching.
Like skydiving, like change, like affection, like emotions. My name is Jared White.
And my name is Marquis Stepter, and we are the founders and hosts of ManCave.
Escaping the Stigma, Building Men.
But to drive home, what we were talking about, we had a little demonstration for y'all.
For this demonstration, we need 2 volunteers. All right, there we go.
Come on, God
Mama,
bless
there
you.
we
Come
go.
on,
2
come
right
on.
there.
2 wonderful black
Yeah,
men.
give it up for them. Give it up
Come
for
on,
them.
get up for him, get up for him. All right.
No, that one good.
This was good?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're good.
Perfect. So
That
here,
is perfect.
So here we have these interchangeable heads right here. So y'all not be playing on the same mouthpiece. They're different ones. We're gonna switch them out for you. But Jared, tell them the purpose of this demonstration. What they got to do?
So the purpose of this demonstration is to play a B-flat major scale. But the catch is, whoever plays it correctly first is gonna get whatever's in my left pocket. It might be nothing. It might be a check for $1,000. It might just be some pocket money. If you win, you'll find out. Right?
So okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you
B-flat
go first.
Major scale.
All right, and you're gonna have about a minute.
We'll give them a minute.
A minute. All
Just
right.
give it your best shot.
All right, go ahead.
Oh, how does this even work? Can I get like a?
Okay, he's playing another.
All right.
That sounded good, though, nigga. Yeah, I know. One more time.
Yeah, you keep going.
You like a professional.
I knew it was something. I'm a drummer. I don't. Well, yeah, stop.
Okay. All right.
Give it up for him.
All right. Look at them. Goodness, come on. All right. Next up, contestant number 2. Why is it not going in, Jared? Yeah, grab that. Huh?
Well, it's always some technical difficulties.
Ain't nobody but the devil, like my grandmother used to say.
They say he always working, ain't he?
Why do you grab that? Okay. Blessed. All right. Next up. That's the number 2.
Give it your best shot.
Now, if you know how to play, what's that?
Take your time. You got it.
Oh, okay. So you ready to show off.
That's all you're gonna get out of it.
Okay. All right. That was, you know what? That was almost a B-flat scale.
Almost.
You did that.
Almost. That wasn't bad.
Right. That boy played trumpet before. You can't tell me he didn't.
So, we're going to show you what it's supposed to sound.
Ooh, Jesus help. Okay, you ready?
Now, we retired, y'all. We don't.
Yeah, long since retired. Kate graduated 2021, December. Amen.
Let's do a low B flat. 1, 2, ready, and.
I see. All right, so this is what the scale's supposed to sound like. Ready?
You want to throw an arpeggio at the end?
It's fine. 1, 2, ready. Yep. That's how we gotta get this sound. Should we play a little something real quick?
I mean,
Just real quick, you know.
I think we got time for it.
We got time
Y'all want
for
to
it.
hear a quick selection?
Just a little quick.
Something quick.
Something a little small. Wake them up a little bit.
What we got? We ain't played in a long time.
Okay. All right, that's good. Ready? Now. Ready? You count us off? Or you got it?
1, 2, 1, 2, ready, and. Let's run that again.
Ooh,
We
go
retired,
ahead.
y'all.
All right, one more time. 1, 2, ready, and go.
started coming back a little bit.
Just a little bit. But so
What was the point of that?
yeah, it wasn't just to be sitting up here playing instruments. First of all, thank y'all so much for coming
Yeah,
up.
y'all give
and
it a hand.
volunteering. Give them a hand clap. You ain't fooling nobody. You gotta play. So the purpose of this demonstration, you know, we called 2 people up here, gave them 0 instruction, nothing. All we said was play B flat scale, you know, and kind of that's kind of a lot like what it looks like being a man most days. They kind of just tell you be a man, but throw you out there. They don't tell you what it is, what it takes, what to do. So if you don't know better, you can't do better.
Right. And I think the next thing that if we really wanted to drive home was that it was a competition, right? Neither had any preparation. They didn't have any training. You cannot compete if you don't know what you're doing. That is what life looks like. A lot of times men are thrown into the world and they don't know what they're doing. They've never seen what they want to be. They've never practiced it. And then the third thing that we also want to teach is, you saw how I messed up in the beginning? And what did we do? We started over. We kept going. A lot of times we count ourselves out in life and we give up. But as people, you always get another opportunity, right? Life doesn't stop the minute that you make a mistake. The only person who's a failure is the person that gives up.
And this is why ManCaves exists. That's why our motto is escaping the stigma, building men.
Can I pause you?
Sure.
What is the stigma? Does anybody know what the stigma is? I didn't think so.
We got one right there. Yes, ma'am. What?
Stigma is similar to stereotyping,
Right.
and especially with our black men, because I have a son and 3 grandsons, and so stigma is, say if you get on the elevator, no disrespect to you, but if you get on the elevator, especially being a black man, a black boy, and you're on the elevator with a group of white people, even with us as black women, the first thing they're gonna do is crunch up all the way to at the back of the elevator, and then if they're women, they're gonna clench onto their purses, because that stigma is already there that black man is possibly gonna rob us or us. So that's.
Thank you. That was a beautiful. Can we get a hand clap for that? That was a beautiful answer. That is a beautiful answer.
That is beautiful. Yes, that's a lot of what the stigma is. The stigma, the different stigmas around, you know, black men saying that they're emotionless, they are pretty much like robots, that they don't know how to stick with one person, that they just run around, that they're violent, that they're angry, that it's so many different stigmas that plague black men that I'd be sitting here just preaching a sermon on strictly that. We ain't got time for that. So, that's a lot of what the stigma looks like and what it is for us, and the things that we're trying to debunk.
Right. And I think one of the biggest stigmas that we have, especially here in America, is that black men are not human, right? You can date that all the way back to slavery, when we were cargo, we were property, right? We were items and not people. We're here to get rid of those stigmas, get rid of those stereotypes. Black men are people, right? We have emotions, we have feelings. We're just like everybody else. If you cut me, I bleed the same blood as you do.
Definitely. This is why our motto, we talk a lot about escaping the stigma of building men. ManCave is not just a podcast, it's a lifestyle for us. It is something that we have dedicated ourselves to daily to just walk this journey out. That's why we always say, join us on our journey to manhood. Because it's a journey. I mean, we still learning ourselves. I'm only 24. I ain't got no wife, no nothing, no kids. You know, there's a lot of different things I got to learn as I get older. But there's a lot of things that I already know that men shouldn't do, just from the things that I've grown up and seen and the things that were taught to me that I was just kind of just like, I don't think that's right. You know, and going out there and failing. And so this is why we want to impart this knowledge into other people and let them know that there are different routes, there are different ways, there is a different viewpoint, different perceptions that of black men and ways that we should and we can be.
Right. So what we do as ManCave, we stress the need for good emotional support, right? Good emotional health, good mental health. You know what I'm saying? I literally was, last night, I was looking at an article where a child committed suicide. And we're seeing those way too often, right? Because they don't have the knowledge to do better. They don't have the knowledge to thrive. They don't have the environment and the community to foster what's already inside of them and teach them how to deal with emotions, right? So that's what we do. That's the space that we operate in, and we use ourselves as examples. We air all our business on Front Street just to help other people, right? Because nobody wants to feel like they're doing anything by themselves, because isolation is dangerous, right? And like he said, ManCave is a journey because life is a journey. And that's why we always invite people to walk the journey with us. You don't have to do it alone. We tell people about our failures. We tell people about our successes. We tell people every aspect that can help them. So that's what we do.
And so here, I'm going to read the description because I didn't feel like memorizing it. I had a lot going on, people. We all have work. We all have school, all kinds of things. So our description starts here. It's like, ManCave is not just a podcast. It is a lifestyle dedicated to the growth and education of, but not limited to, men everywhere by teaching universal values and truth from the eyes of people who have been in their shoes and are in their shoes. Although we are geared towards men, there is value for all listeners, and we encourage everyone to tune in.
Right. And so, like one of my favorite podcasters says, he always says, I'm going to give you Bible, right? I don't know if y'all ever seen Tim Ross. If not, great podcast. Go check. There you go. I knew I liked it when you came in the door. I knew it.
Amen.
But today we're not going to give you any Bible, but if you watch the show, we will. Today we're going to give you statistics, right?
And I'm going to read.
Give us some statistics.
The first statistics, it says that only 26.4% of black men and Hispanic men ages 18 to 44 who experience daily feelings of anxiety or depression are likely to have used mental health services compared with 45.4% of non-Hispanic white men with the same feelings. When black men do seek help, they prefer the same race provider, but it can be difficult finding black psychologists since they only make up only 4% of the doctoral level of psychology force. And though this number is growing, according to 2018 American Psychological Association Center of Workforce Studies. This is data, y'all.
According to the American Psychiatric Association's fact sheet on mental health, because of structural racism and black men's unique history in this country, slavery, their mental health and treatment are intimately tied to factors such as implicit bias on the part of medical providers, high poverty rates, and low access to quality psychological and psychiatric services. Compared with white people, for example, black people are less likely to receive guideline-consistent care or to be included in mental health research.
Powell and colleagues found that everyday perceived racism along with internalized masculinity norms influence black men's reluctance to seek medical help. A history of racism and within psychology and psychiatry also plays a huge role within that as well.
At the same time, black men's mental health is a more complex than statistics or clinical diagnosis indicate, according to subject matter experts. So that's why we're here. In a nutshell, we do not get the proper care, we do not get the proper resources, and therefore we need avenues such as this to do what we do, to give people who don't have access to proper health care or to proper therapy and things. YouTube saves lives, despite what people say.
It does.
Podcasters save lives, the same as doctors now. And I'm not saying that we're like the equivalent of doctors. If that was the case,
Can't save none of y'all.
I need my check, but that's the space that we operate in.
Yes. So, to drive it home a little bit more, like you said, we put our business on Front Street.
Right.
Could you share with the people the story, make it a little personal as to why you feel as though ManCave is needed, and or a point in your life when you could have used it, or some hard, just something, just a little bit. Put your business out there.
It's crazy that you would throw that monkey on my back, but it's okay. I'm prepared.
That's okay. I'll share it with you.
Man, okay, let's see. Okay, everybody close your eyes. Close your eyes for me.
Don't go to sleep, huh?
Yeah, please don't go to sleep. The year is 2012. It's a foggy Saturday. The pastor has just finished ashes to ashes, dust to dust. The body almost still warm, is laid in the casket and lowered into the ground. A 12-year-old version of me is standing there, not knowing how to deal with those emotions, not knowing how to deal with that anger, and not knowing what to do in life. 1955, Emmett Till. 2012, Trayvon Martin. 2014, Michael Brown. 2020, George Floyd. You can open your eyes. The picture that I wanted to paint for you is pain. Unnecessary pain. Unfortunately, we typically do not have an outlet on how to release those emotions. That same 12-year-old version of me would not cry for the next 10 years. It's sad, I know. But unfortunately, that's how a lot of us grow up. And it wasn't until I started diving into those feelings and diving into those emotions that I started to learn myself and that I started to be a better man. Those names that I threw out there were all victims, whether from police brutality, whether from people in their neighborhood who thought that they were dangerous because they were black. I grew up with the idea that I was supposed to die young because I was black, and that was okay. That was a norm. And so for a long time, I believed that it was okay if I was murdered in the street, just like them. I did not have a life expectancy longer than 25. Glad to say that I'm 24 and I'm still here.
Amen.
But the point of my story is, that was me growing up. My nephew passed when I was in the 8th grade, and I didn't know what to do with those feelings. I didn't know what to do with those emotions. And because I packed it away in a little box, I didn't cry for 10 years. I was numb to everything. And I don't want to say it paralyzed the potential, but it stunted the growth. We talked about freedom earlier. That is oppression, not freedom. So that's my story.
Ooh.
Now you share one.
I don't think about that. That was so deep. Okay, mine not that deep, y'all. Okay, I actually grew up with a mother who taught me, that expression, is safe. She always made me talk about how I felt, what's going on in life, how I'm feeling. I would come home angry. She'd be like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, "Nothing." She'd be like, "No, something's wrong." And we sit down and talk about it. So I was always an expressive person, but growing up though, I was always ridiculed for that. Ridiculed for crying, ridiculed for just, being as expressive as I was. They was like, "What's wrong with you?" And I'm like, "I'm just being myself. This not normal." "No, it's not normal." And I'm like, "Why is it not?" I'm just being myself. I'm just being happy, and I can just think of so many different times of when like those emotions just were not protected, rather than they were like targeted. They use it to pin all kinds of targets on my back. And I was bullied and talked about and all that in high school, middle school, elementary. Now, I fought back, so I wasn't one of them to just sit down taking it. I fought back, but but like it was always somebody saying something, And sometimes, and don't let nobody. I don't care what nobody say. Words hurt. They hurt. Words don't ever hurt. They hurt. Because a lot of the times those words, you can use those words to shape who you are, and that's what I did. I allowed those words, what people said, to shape who I was for so long. If they said something like, "Man, maybe they're right, maybe he's something I don't see," and I would take that and I would let them paint the picture of who I was, let them tell my story, So that's my pretty much story, not as deep as yours, but
And so, I mean, it is though. Mm-hmm. Everybody's path is different. And so while we were on two opposite ends of the spectrum, we both needed the same thing, right? And it's not to discredit my family or my friends or anything like that, but that was my belief system. And that's why we're escaping the stigma. Escape means to run, right? We're not breaking it, we're not tearing down, we're running from it. We're getting away from it.
Yes.
Because that's not our fight, right? The goal is to do better, to learn better.
And if I had ManCave or just some men around in general, just to tell me that, you know, it's okay to be who you are. It's okay to feel that way, to express those feelings, to express that hurt, that pain, that happiness, you know, to go and do what you want, you know, then I think I would have been a lot better off. And I think I would not have allowed people to use what they perceived of me to be my identity. So, Jared, with that being said, can you also tell us, I know you do a lot of talking, but go ahead, because you on the road right now, go ahead and tell us the history of ManCave, how ManCave got started. First of all, y'all, this man started all this. I'm just an add-on. I'm like an iOS update. This is the man with the plan. He started all this. Go ahead and tell him, you know, the idea you have for this.
I mean, before I do that, you're not an add-on. I just want to say, okay, this is not scripted, right?
Yes.
You know, we're up here just talking, but you're not an add-on. You know, if I'm the hamburger, you're the condiments, you're the bun, right? How do you eat a hamburger with just the meat? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so this is my brother, y'all. We go way back to first grade. Yeah. ManCave started a couple of years ago. I'm a Christian. I grew up in a Christian household.
Same.
And I was on a 21-day fast, something that I usually participate in every year. That's something that Christians do. Not everybody, but you know, if that's your thing. And I was in my prayer time one day, and the Lord began to speak to me. I also want to point out that was at the end of my 10-year period when I cried for the first time. It was during that fast when the Lord spoke to me. And I was praying, and I just kept hearing the word ManCave. And I'm like, I'm tripping. I'm just tired. And I'm still praying, I'm still writing, I'm still reading, and I hear it again, ManCave. I'm like, okay, there might be something to this. And so I'm like, I have a name, but what is it? And then he starts revealing the plan to me on what he wants to do through ManCave. And I was like, well, like most people, we don't want to do anything by ourselves. You know, getting out there and be like, okay, I'm gonna, you know, cut on a microphone and try and teach everybody. No, that's not what I do. So I called this guy and tell him where you fit in.
And he called me and told me about, hey, I got this idea for this podcast, ManCave, this and that. Tell me the whole deal. I'm like, man, that sounds amazing. You're gonna do wonderful. He was like, I want you to do it with me. I said, for what? And he was like, you know, because like, why not? I was like, he's like, you have a great story to tell and all kinds of things. I'm like, Jared, they might want to hear from me. Like, and I doubt they want to hear from you that much either. He was just like, man, just imagine the many different things that we can do. He started to, you know, flesh it out some more, and I was like, you know what? It scares me, but I'll do it. You know, because the things that was so scary about it was I have no problem being vulnerable, but being vulnerable in front of a camera, with so many different people watching you, where they can comment and judge you, I was like, you know what? I don't think this is for me, Jared. It's not the life for me. But after that, I felt a little convicted. You know, the Lord was kind of just like, you know, get off your black behind and go talk to your brother. So, and that's when I was like, okay, I guess I'll go ahead and do this thing. And we've been up and running since. We were sitting there in the music building on the Southern University A&M College campus, in the music building, just talking and getting a plan together. Yeah, we started off with just 2 microphones, somebody else's laptop.
That barely worked?
That barely worked, and my cell phone that kept cutting off, which is why the whole first season don't have no video. So yeah, I mean, it was raggedy at the beginning, you know, and it's still in a little bit of the raggedy stages, but we moving though.
Yeah, we're definitely moving. We've been growing. We're actually currently filming season 3. Mm-hmm. Season 2 just ended. Yes. Shout out the team in the back. They have the ManCave shirts on.
God bless y'all.
Y'all wave a hand or something.
God bless y'all. Bless him, Jesus.
Where would we be without our support system?
Right.
I think we need another exercise.
Do you think so?
I think so.
Okay.
Because there's another point that's coming to mind.
Is it?
It is.
Okay, thought so. All right, so guess maybe we need to pick sides then, huh?
Yeah, which side you want?
Well, I'm over here, so I'm gonna pick this side. All right,
that's cool.
And so, I guess we split this in the middle right here. Man in the white shirt, I think fella in the green as well. You know how to play. We on this side. The rest of
Okay.
y'all, we.
And the three of y'all will be on my side.
All right, bless. So, okay, I'll team name y'all. We're gonna be Team Scooby-Doo, all right?
That's still not a superhero.
Jared, let's not do this.
I'm just saying.
We're not gonna do this, okay?
Is a dog a superhero?
And what is Batman?
He is a superhero. We're gonna be Team Batman over here. The
Okay.
real superheroes.
Yes,
Okay?
psychological
Real
problems.
superheroes.
That's right. So with this exercise, my side, what we're gonna do, it's real simple. Y'all ain't gotta move, y'all gotta do nothing. I gotta do
You ain't gotta get up.
All I gotta do is breathe. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take a deep breath in. We're just gonna breathe out one continuous breath until you can't breathe out anymore. Okay? And then just stop after that. That's it.
My side, we're gonna do the opposite. We're gonna take in a deep breath, as much air as you can, and we're just gonna hold it. Okay? As long as you can.
Beautiful.
Ready? Now, I have man lungs, even though I'm retired. You know, I'm about 2 years removed, but I'm probably still gonna be able to hold it a little longer than y'all.
I
So
got
it's
bad
okay.
lungs for my account right now. All right. Y'all ready? All right. 3, 2, 1. Breathe in. Let it out. All right, I'm breath. Holding your breath is so much easier than breathing out. Don't feel like you won. Don't feel like you won at all.
Hey, my side did good.
This
That's
proves
all I want.
nothing. Holding your breath is much easier than breathing out.
I mean, yes, sir.
Okay, tell me the purpose.
So the purpose, he made his laws.
I'm the man.
Their team is named after a dog. I just want to throw that out there.
And yours is named after a person with psychological problems who dresses up as a superhero. Just
That's
go ahead
fine.
and fix his problem.
Thank you. Thank you. See, you should have been over here with me. You should have been over here with me. Thank you. The point of that exercise, I want you to ask yourself this question. What's more important? Breathing in or breathing out?
And we've heard it so many different times, but it's still so effective.
You can't say, can you? Exactly. The breath in is the man. The exhale is the woman.
Come on now, 'cause I need my womans.
You cannot have man without woman.
Yes, Lord, preach that.
Neither thrives without the other,
Come on.
right? And that was the point of the exercise. And so the purpose of me saying that is because ManCave, yes, it is geared towards men, but the same thing is applicable to women. So we welcome everybody.
Yes, because women, y'all have husbands, brothers, y'all raising young boys and things of this sort, future men. So of course we open the floor to women as well, and we always try to teach men that, like, you know, women are very important because
Right.
you know, society tries to pit us. Get back on your side. This is weird. Society tries to pit men and women against each other. You know, women always saying, I don't need a man, you know, I'm this, I'm that, and men, and just like, you know, oh, YOLO, you only live once, all this stuff, but like, it's kind of like we wage war against each other. We need to be fighting it together, coming together. So,
Exactly.
ManCave, we needs our women's.
Amen.
Amen.
I need her single, maybe 24, 25, loves Jesus, wants to get married. That would be great if y'all know.
I'll go all the way to,
Hit me up afterwards, okay?
I'll go way to 30 at this point. All right? I'll go to 30 at this point.
I take 26. I take 26. Y'all come see me afterwards, okay? Come see me afterwards.
I'm trying to tell you. I'll go to 30.
Nah, just kidding.
Oh, man. But, so, the future of ManCave, Jerry. Where do you see ManCave going?
Oh man, ManCave will go as far as the Lord takes it, right? We're not in this to get rich or to get famous. I'll take the money though, I don't really want the fame. But we're not in this for popularity. We're not in this for clout, none of that. I guarantee you there's a lot better things we could be doing if that's what we were doing it for. The future of ManCave is, like I said, it's gonna go where the Lord takes it. We wanna impact as many people as we can. The way that we look at it, We want ManCave to be a tree, right? But we want it to be a deeply rooted tree. One that can withstand the storm, one that can withstand racism, one that can withstand stereotypes, backlash, all of that. We want to be a tree that has branches long enough to reach the world. Whether that's with resources, or whether that's just on YouTube, or whether that's at speaking events, or even if it's in a parking lot. We love what we do, and we're gonna do it until the Lord tells us otherwise.
Yes, and I plan on using my expertise to link people with different mental health services to raise mental health awareness. Because, you know, growing up black, it's kind of just like, ain't nothing wrong with me, you just need to whoop. And a lot of the times, people don't necessarily know, you know, because I've heard people say that, oh, that's just a child. What they know about being depressed? Mm-hmm. Exactly, so teach them. Let them know what it is. Let them know what it is that they're feeling and process that. So a lot of the times, I think that is what messes us up growing up. And so those are the different things I want to go ahead and do different community outreach programs and different things like, you know, scholarships, education, all kinds of things, just to ensure that, you know, people are taken better care of mentally and emotionally.
And my degree is in business management. I'm all about making money, except for in this. But I will use that skill set, that knowledge, and those connections to further our resources, right? Mm-hmm. Because you can only go as far as your resources will take.
I'm trying to tell you.
So I see we have a question right here, mm-hmm. So we'll open the floor up for questions. We'll get your information afterwards. We would love to come out there and do, now he's the mental health specialist. I'm just here. You know, I can help though.
Because even though we've had several mental health specialists come in, but they are they're women. Mm-hmm. And no disrespect to any woman in here, but sometimes because my son, I have a son, they relate more to men. And our young men on campus, but definitely around my age, can relate to you all. They're not 50-something year olds, not her. I mean, I'm trying to tell them about life.
Gotcha. Yes, ma'am. Definitely. We definitely gonna see you after this.
Yeah, we would love to come out there and do what we can.
With the podcast, do you all have guests to come on?
Yes.
Podcast?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
all the
sir.
time.
The reason why I ask is, I live in New Orleans, University of New Orleans, so I'm with the Silverback Society.
Okay.
I'm into my program for 8th graders, young men in New Orleans. And so we try and meet the young men with professionals, men who are successful. You know? And the first thing that all men have to do when they speak to young men, you have to tell them their love story.
Yeah.
Okay, so if they go into marriage, and why did you decide to get married, and what attracted you to your wife of 20 years or 10 years or whatever. And so, what's some of the guests that you have on the show as far as like community that you have on the podcast? Don't have to be famous, just
we've had We had Fredo Bang, the rapper. I don't know if anybody knows him. We had him come and tell his story. We all went to high school together. Who else have we had?
We've had Joe Scott, Lester.
Yeah,
We've had him as
Lester
well.
Scott.
Who's somebody who's in our community he does a lot of community outreach.
Yeah.
And he's also makes music, and he's just a very positive, uplifting person for his community. We've had people who are just other podcasters, such as
Marked Officially.
Marked Officially, the Godly Woman podcast. You know, our sisters over there. We've had them. We've had the people who are usually behind the camera. We had them in front of the camera before.
Right.
You know, we try to branch out and not just look for names, but people with stories.
Right.
And things that can relate to.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yes, thank you.
No problem.
Personally, I have a lot to say, but I'm going to minimize it. I pray God for blessings on you all, and I really truly do, because the message that you're sending is what we need. Okay, so I'm from New Orleans also, and I'm very Catholic, so that's what they taught us. And a lot of the crimes and things that are being done is by young people. You try hard as we do. You try hard as women to relate the message, but I know they can relate to you all because you're younger, and you are where they are. Okay, so, and in your presentation, y'all talked about emotions and feelings, and I think it's something that's been taught to our men from way back, just like you said. Because you know, one of the stigmas in our community is that men don't cry.
Right.
And so that's the reason why. And then, you know, with the boys, they have to look tough.
Yep.
You know, even I remember with my boys when they were playing at the park, the coach told them, suck it up, suck it up. You know, men don't cry. And so those emotions and all of those things are suppressed in our young men. And they don't know how to express that. So you may see it as something that, you know, you're doing, but I see it as a seed that God has planted in you all to put that word out. And you may not ever know how many young men you're going to affect, you know, all women. Because I'm affected by what you're saying. Because I'm going to do my best to try to get our young men plugged into you all. Because we've been trying our best, you know. I know we do a lot as women, but you all are there and you are where they are. And I think your message would really, you know, relate to them to get them to see, you know, that there are young men that's doing it the right way. So I really pray God exposes you all, because the message they're getting from a lot of the music they see and the images that they're trying to emulate is negative. And that's the reason why we have, you know, in our community, so many problems exist. So we need you all to flourish. And whatever we can do, I personally see we can do to make you all the bomb. That's exactly what we have to do. So that's all from God.
Thank you. Thanks so much. Thank you so much. I receive it.
I was saying the same thing. I just want to piggyback on that because we hear every day. I'm from New Orleans also. Southern University, New Orleans graduate.
Come on.
I think what we need more, we hear every day, we need jobs, we need things for our young black men to do. But what we really need is these kind of positive role models. You guys are doing it. And I'm thinking the same thing. I'm going to do everything I can to try to spread the word. We don't have enough positive role models for our young black men, especially in our high schools, in our communities in general. And so I want to thank you for the work that you're doing. And we're going to do everything we can to try to spread the word.
Thank you. Thank y'all so much. Truly appreciate it.
What media? We didn't mention that, huh?
We didn't mention that.
We were on YouTube, we were on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor, and am I missing one?
Oh, that's it.
I think that might be it.
Yeah, that's it.
So you can type in, if it's YouTube, you're going to type in ManCave, one word, .mp3. Right. Yes. ManCave, ManCave .mp3 on YouTube. Everywhere else, you can just type in ManCave, Escaping the Stigma, Building Men, and it'll come right up. The logo has a brown background, and you'll see the two of us sitting back to back.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that it is. I'm gonna
Yeah.
point to the logo. No,
We don't have the logo up here.
Yeah.
There we go.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. So Do we have any more questions?
Because I just have a question, just a comment from the audience. So I know these two gentlemen are in the office all the time, but one of those gentlemen is a trio.
Oh yeah, that's right. Amen. Yes, I am a trio alone. I forgot to mention that. Right. I forgot to mention that. That's right. I attended the Southern University A&M College Baton Rouge program. Amen. And it was wonderful, y'all. I'm telling y'all, without trio, I wouldn't be up here today. Like the many different resources and things, like it inspired me to go ahead and give back and do these different things that I do. I mean, they really inspired me to get into social work and helping people, and absolutely cannot stand community outreach because of how much work it is, but community outreach because of how effective it is and the many different experiences they gave me, just taking me to these different trips and stuff. I'm like, I gotta pay for nothing? Ooh, okay. I'm like, and these are the kind of experiences I want to give to young men in the different programs that we try to incorporate for them in the future. So God bless Tria Upper Bound, and hopefully one day I'll be working with y'all soon. Like your call. Amen.
Do we have a website?
No, we do not.
Not yet.
Not yet.
We're working on it.
Yes.
Resources are still a little limited. We're still fresh out of college. It's on the way.
Well, I'm going to add to that. I am an entrepreneur myself.
Okay.
My background is in business as well. And I started a startup called Blue Work Incorporated because we all have one thing in common, which is work. And I would like to be able to help sponsor some things in the future. I have some podcast equipment. I'm based out of Hammond, Louisiana.
Okay.
So I'm in that triangle of New Orleans and Baton Rouge.
Okay.
And I'm loving to hear I'm hearing what y'all doing, and I'm loving what y'all doing, and I would like to be a part of that in some way. I'll give you more information later, but we definitely make some things happen.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Definitely.
God bless y'all. God bless y'all.
I have one more thing to say. Because Christina, I wear several hats at Southern University. So last week I was also the engagement manager for all of us research program. And so last week we bought Green Williams with the Philadelphia Eagles to our campus. So I'm just in my head planning. We did a women's forum and a men's forum, so Crystal and I just talking. We definitely want you all, and we got y'all. We got our hotel, we got everything to bring you all to our campus. It's definitely needed, and then I will see if he's still off season to bring Greedy back. They're wonderful young men in their early 20s. He played with the Philadelphia Eagles, and his brother plays with the New York Giants, and they are from Shreveport.
Okay.
On off season, they're at home in Shreveport, so I would definitely like to do a men's health forum with you all and
Yeah, just give us the information. We'll be there. We'll do what we have to do. Are there any more questions or comments?
And y'all just give us maybe an email address that we can make.
Oh, yeah, of
Yes, ma'am.
course. I wish the projector was working. So
Lord.
it's the mailroom, THEEMALEROOM. We like to play with words. We're writers, so that's why it's like the mailroom, the mailroom. That's what we do. We're corny, we know. So that's the mailroom, THEE.
The mailroom.
Mail, MALE, room, ROOM, @gmail.com.
How often are y'all on the campus of Southern University at Loves?
Well,
The last time I was up there was this past summer when I was mentoring for Upper Bound with Southern. That was the last time I was there. That was the last and first time I was there, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. But how often are you on SUBR's campus since you come over?
not often, mainly because there's no need, But if there's a need, we can make time.
Definitely, right up the street.
We can definitely make time.
My granddaughter is there.
Okay. Like I said, hopefully I could be up there soon, Dr. Turner.
Oh yeah, we would love to. Yeah, just
Just saying,
give us
hopefully I
the
can be up there on
information,
campus soon.
and we'll do the best that we can to make it.
Yes, sir.
I have a quick comment. I'm envisioning you all going national.
Oh, wow.
And I would love to see the day that you all come to the Florida A&M University in Tallahassee, Florida, to further expand what y'all do. Y'all do a great job.
Thank you. We appreciate that. We'd love to come out there. We'll go anywhere our resources will take us.
Amen. So, with that being said, you got any last words for the people?
Oh yeah, of course. Oh, we have one more comment.
Come on.
We're talking about resources. Have you guys set up, or in the process of maybe setting up a loop to receive donations?
In the process.
Do we know how to do that?
We can figure it out.
We can figure it out. We got YouTube.
We gotta help y'all.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Right.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Yeah, thank you.
we will definitely get together on that.
I want to write some things out.
Yeah, as y'all can see, we're still very much in the beginning stages. Just getting it off the ground.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it does take a village. It really does. And we appreciate y'all so much more than you know.
So much.
And so what we looking at? We have a few minutes on time. I guess we'll go ahead and close it out. I guess I want to say ManCave is deeply rooted in the Christian community, in the Christian faith, excuse me. But we don't limit ourselves to that. We're open to everybody, right? You can be atheist, you can be Buddhist, you can worship the carpet if you want to. You know, we're open to everybody because we may not all believe the same things. We may not all have the same backgrounds. We may not even all be the same race, right? But we're all human, and that's what matters. We teach and preach humanity, and so being a male or a female, that's a matter of birth, right? You can't change that. But being a man or a woman is a matter of choice.
So, with that being said, you took all the good stuff, man. So just make sure that you foster healthy coping mechanisms. Always preach that to everybody. Healthy coping mechanisms, no matter what it is. Always stop and listen, whether it's to yourself, to your body, or to somebody else. You know, sometimes people will always tell you exactly what they need, exactly what they want. You just have to be able to listen. And sometimes people don't know what it is that they want or that they need, which is why you need to pay attention and be able to help them. And that's why we're here, to let the people know that we know what you need, whether you know it or not. And the many different things that is going on in your life is also going on in ours. So let's get together. So join us on our journey to manhood.
Right. And you know, one of our unofficial mottos that we just came up with the other day, since we're ManCave, we say the cave is where cavemen become saved men, right?
Come on now.
And so can y'all do something for me real quick before we get out of here? So we started this thing in season 3, where when we start the episode, we say welcome to the cave. On the count of 3, can y'all give me a good welcome to the cave? Just so I can see what it's gonna sound like. You ready? Y'all ready? Oh, okay.
Okay.
I thought you were trying to get my attention. You ready? Before we get out of here, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.